Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the herbs and spices that I keep in my house, which basically go with each of the meals that I have. So I'll have like a set amount of herbs and spices to go with pork, and different ones to go with chicken, different ones to go with beef, and things like that. So I just hope that this helps you make your food not feel so boring sometimes. I know it can get a little bit dull every now and again, having the same thing all the time. I tend to eat similar foods all the time, but after a few months or a few weeks or even a few days in some cases, the food does get a bit boring. So I'm hoping this is going to help you out. So I've got some that I put with everything, literally everything. I'll just add them in. I've got some which I'll have separated into the different types of food, and then of course I've got some which are my drinks, which I'm hoping will help you too. So let's get started. So we'll start off with what I have with everything. So we have got some parsley. I literally put parsley in absolutely everything. I don't know why. It's just a habit, I think, but I do like it in anything. And then I've got two different types of salt. I have my pink Himalayan and my coarse sea salt. I change this up depending on my mood, to be honest. I don't know if there's an actual difference about them, but I just change it up however I like. I normally use the pink Himalayan, but I do have sea salt there just in case I want it. I'll normally put that in anything that I bake, but I don't bake very often, so I'm kind of trying to get used to having that more in general. So we have pork. So whenever I have pork, which is very, very rare, so as you can tell I don't really use much of this, but I have thyme and I have sage. You can't actually see the sage, but there is a little bit left in there. I always put this in my pork. It helps bring out the flavour, and I think it goes quite nicely together. It kind of reminds me of having like sage and onion stuffing when I had a pork roast when I was a kid. So I always put that with my pork. With my beef, I will always have my basil and my oregano, and I'll always add an oxo cube as well. They have got net carbs in them. I think it's 1 net carb for 1 cube, so I only use 1 cube at a time. But I definitely think it's worth it because it flavours it amazingly. It really brings out the beefy flavour. I'm not keen on like tomatoey flavours either, so in the chilli it makes a massive difference in taking that away, and it does help to thicken it a little bit as well. So I love to use those whenever I make a beef dish, especially in my chilli, as I said, and in burger in a bowl, which I make. In any chicken dishes and any cauliflower rice dishes, I don't know why, but it works for both. So I always use these ones in both of them. Is tumeric and cumin. I'm addicted to cumin at the moment. I thought that cumin was like a spice, like really spicy spice, but it turns out it isn't. It kind of, if you put these two together, it flavours things like korma, and I love korma. Obviously it's stronger because it's the actual spices and it's not full of the cream and everything, but I always use these to flavour them. I find that it really gives it some power behind it, if that makes sense. I'm not very good with my words, but you know what I mean. It gives it some oomph, so it makes it more-ish, and it's really nice. I also do add a chicken oxo cube, which again is 1 net carb per cube, so I'll put one of those in it. And if I'm having like a roast chicken or chicken leg or something, rather than some chicken that goes into a dish like a korma, I will normally add some rosemary to it. I absolutely love rosemary and chicken. It's one of the best combinations in the world. That's my basics for food. I do also have some spicy paprika. I don't really eat it, but I do use it if I feel like everything's tasting a little bit flat on a particular day, or if I'm ill, I'll add it just to give it some oomph, because otherwise I can't taste it. I always get these puree versions of garlic and chili because I very, very, very rarely use them. Garlic tends to make me not feel very well, so I only really use garlic in a chili, but you can use this in anything really. And your puree chili, obviously you can do the same. I literally use less than 1/4 teaspoon of each of these, so I don't count them in my macros. But if you use like 100 grams, apparently, there's quite a few carbs in them. I couldn't imagine anyone using more than like 5 grams at a time, but that is entirely up to you, no judgment. But I always get those because otherwise anything will go off. You can actually put them into like an ice cube tray and freeze them as well, and then they'll last forever, really. So that's everything for my food section. I do also have ground black pepper, but that's only basic. I mean, I don't get anything fancy for pepper. I just kind of sprinkle it on just for the hell of it, really. So we'll go on to my drinks. As you know, as I've said in almost every video I've done, I have a keto coffee every morning, and I will advertise these again. I'm not advertising, sorry. This isn't sponsored, but I absolutely love these. Everyone loves these. They're skinny syrups. I always use these in my keto coffee. I also use them if I have something sweet, which is very, very rare, but if I do, I use them instead of using stevia and things because I find it flavours them so much nicer and it gives it some depth to the flavour. So I definitely recommend getting those if you can. I got mine on Amazon and I got them for Mother's Day, so they're a treat for me at the moment, but I love them. They're amazing. And also, I did say about this drink when I had my cold, but I will say about it again what goes into that drink. I will put every single herb and spice here. I will put in the description down below so you can look back and check on it all. But when I make that drink, I use my ginger, my cinnamon, a tiny bit of nutmeg, and my turmeric. And I do have lemon juice in the fridge as well, but I'd rather not take that out because I'm just not using it lately very much. But yeah, so I use lemon juice as well, and obviously I flavour that with my syrups as well. And it's amazing, it's delicious. But this is how I flavour my foods. I am a very basic person when it comes to food. I try and keep things really simple. So these little containers, which you probably noticed by now, are from something called a spice carousel. I got this for a birthday present. Hold on, I'll get it. It's covered in herbs and spices, but it's like this. And they kind of go on the edge. And they hook on. Like that. And you can spin it round as you need to. It's not very stable, but, I mean, it still does the job. And it portions it out. When you look underneath, it tells you that each, like, as you twist the bottom, it does a 1/4 teaspoon portion, so you can like twist it for a 1/4 teaspoon each time, but you can also pop the top up and you can sprinkle it on one side you've got like 3 smaller holes, and on the other side you've got 1 big hole, so you can sprinkle it on and you don't need to measure it that way. That's entirely up to you, but I recommend getting it. I find it a lot easier to portion everything out rather than getting my teaspoon and doing it that way, because it saves washing up, to be honest, and I'm lazy because a teaspoon makes a whole lot of difference. But yeah, so that's how I flavour all of my food. So if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe down below. Let me know what other content you would like and I will do my best to add it in. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks guys, bye. Mwah!